Yo, what's up? I'm Zach. Welcome back to my channel of RWBY Mythology, and today we're gonna review the 5th episode of RWBY's Queendom, titled "Waking in a Dream." And before I continue on, this will contain spoilers if you do not want to be spoiled. And there's several things I want to go over. I hope you guys like the new how I add in the name of the channel. Instead of just called RWBY Mythology, I named the channel Zack from RWBY Mythology, so you guys know that my name is Zack. You guys don't have to call me RWBY Mythology, because that's literally, I don't want to call myself, because RWBY Mythology is the channel that talk about, well, RWBY in general, as a whole. And this episode was, wow. And it starts off where RWBY is freaking tired and exhausted, and she got injured. Her doll got injured, so she I'm still to say, I'm just gonna pronounce this person as a woman, because there's no way this person is a guy. I'm sorry, like the way the person looks and the way his fingernail is all painted, that has to be a woman. There's no fucking way it's a guy. I refuse to believe that shit. Probably the professor has a flat chest, doesn't have a breast. That's probably the reason. But anyway, when RWBY wakes up, she explained everything, and she got the picture of the map of the location. And the professor asks who should go next. RWBY wants to go back, but Blake and Yang wants to give it a try. So they come to the conclusion that all three of them are going, and they have their own coin, which is 10. Wait, actually 10? I think. Because they say they have 20 coins, so I think... No, they had 10 coins. So basically they both have 10 each. And they decided not to waste anything. And RWBY tells them all about, how Weiss really feels. And Glenda Goodwitch and the professor telling her that that's the dream wants you to believe. It's not her, it's just the nightmare of that make her reveal her true feelings, how she really feel. And they decided to call this version of Weiss in the dream as a negative Weiss, because her negative emotion of her feelings towards everyone. And so they decided to go in the dream, and and Blake saw herself. She said, "So this is how Weiss views me." And when she saw, and here's the interesting facts. When RWBY went back to the dream with Blake and Yang, everything reset it, and some of them changed differently. And when Blake saw the White Fang and the Grim, well, how Weiss views the Faunus and the White Fang, for a moment I thought Blake would be pissed at this. Well, apparently she's not, because she had her peace with Weiss, because when them two had when Weiss actually accept Blake who she is after season 1, Blake accept Weiss who she is now. Besides the negative part, she doesn't care what she sees in her dream. This is just all how she views everything before she became caring, nice person. I was kind of disappointed on that, because I want to see Blake's reaction about how she feels about that, and how she actually feels now, because she has to have a feeling on the whole situation. Because it's just that disappointing. Like, we didn't get to see her reaction, only RWBY. And the funny thing is, Blake's weapon, when she throws it, it could go far range, like far range distance. Yang's weapon is still the same. RWBY is pissed, like what the fuck? How y'all has the same thing, but mine is different to y'all? It's like, what the hell? That's basically how she felt. Like, she felt like what's the word I'm looking for? Disrespect. She feel like she's being disrespected because, hell, none of that. Weiss actually remembered, somehow, some way, she views Yang as a tomboy-like character, and Yang found her bike in Weiss's dream, and in some way, Weiss knows Yang's taste, where she never seen Yang in a motorcycle before. No way, she has. She's seen Yang in a motorcycle before. So basically, she knows Yang really well and her taste. Same goes to Blade, but RWBY, she's different. She's, again, Weiss only view RWBY as an immature child. And so basically speaking, Blake found place where all the shadow people keep disappearing. RWBY keeps wanting to keep wasting the coins, and Blake and Yang is like, you might as well hold that and not waste it all. And RWBY's like trying to make an excuse, like, I need to and I want to, because we may not know what the hell we're doing. And both Yang and Blaze like, if we wasted everything, we're screwed. It will be all because of you, RWBY. But I just want this to be done. Like RWBY wants everything to be done. Everything. And before they went back to the dream world, Weiss's dream, Yang told RWBY when everything is all over and done, we'll ask Weiss how she really feels about us. And Team Jennifer came in and wanted to check on everything, and they were also worried. And Osmond has faith for Team RWBY, and RWBY came across the same gel where, you know, Team Connell, Team Assholes, and where Weiss view John Renanoa as a like an animal type. But in this version, we actually get to see Pyrrha singing, and we see John Renanoa, and they not, well, like they were in 4th episode. They're just there, and Ren has a hat, like a freaking like a Chinese hat, like almost similar to Raiden, I think, from Mortal Kombat, where where Pyrrha sings. This is how Weiss views Pyrrha. She views Pyrrha as a, well, beautiful, and famous girl. That's basically how she views Pyrrha. And Pyrrha sings, she sings the Mirror Mirror. And actually, good thing I type it down. But there's something I want to mention after I read the lyrics. It says, Mirror, tell me something. Tell me who's the loneliness of all. Mirror, what's inside of me? Tell me, can a heart be turned to stone? Mirror, mirror, what's behind you? Save me from the things I see. Can I keep it from the world? Why won't you let me hide from me? Mirror, mirror, tell me something. Who's the loneliness of all? I'm the loneliness of all. The song actually represents of how Weiss really feels, because she felt loneliness, and she's been isolated from her family because, again, this is back at episode 4. Weiss viewed her father as a freaking control of Weiss. Whitley is just a bat, just be a perfect child to Jock Schnee. She views her mother nothing but as a shadow, not being part of her life. She views Winter as the book of rules and law, and the person that she looks up to out of all of her family. Winter was the most, and she felt loneliness because she doesn't have anyone else to be there for her, only Winter. So that's basically says that Weiss is the loneliness character in Team RWBY because she never had a normal childhood like Yang and Ruby. Blake, on the other hand, she didn't have a good childhood either. You don't see Blake whining complaining about it. She complains on how human treated the faunus, but you don't see how she overreacted like Weiss does all the damn time. Because Blake knows how to control her emotion. Well, Weiss, on the hand, she's just never had a proper childhood, and she's been isolated and being a disappointing child and not the right heir to the Shani Dust Company. Hell, there's the most fucked up part that I just noticed. In one of the videos from Phoenix Knight, he revealed something that I honestly didn't know. And this is literally fucked up. And this was confirmed by Jock Shani. He actually revealed his true color, why he married Willow. He said, I only marry you to have a, because of money and having a rightful heir for the Shani Dust Company. Not for because, oh, I loved you and all. No, I'm just using you so I can have a child to keep the legacy of Shani Dust Company alive. So basically, I'm just using you so you could give birth to the child. And that's basically how Jack Shani see. He only used Willow to have a child to keep the legacy alive. And when Winter was born, Winter didn't want nothing to do with her father. Weiss, she wants to honor the Shani Dust family, the Shani family, but not in her father's term, but in her grandfather's term. Because she wants to honor her grandfather, not her actual father. And when Whitley was born, Whitley was a perfect candidate, a perfect heir for Jock, permanently. So, he disgraced Weiss and tossed her out to the side. So, yeah. So basically, God damn it. So basically, he only married her, Willow, over because it keeps the Shani Dust Company alive. That's it. That's all she used her for, to keep the family alive. He didn't care for Willow, Willow at all. He never cared about her. Period. And back to the lyrics. There was one line that it made me feel. The song itself sounds so familiar. When I hear the word, the third lyrics of "Mirror, mirror, what's behind you? Save me from the things I see." And the tone of Pyrrha's voice, it sounds so familiar. Have you guys saw Red vs. Blue season 10, right? And you guys remember the death of Connie, aka CT, when she was, basically got killed by Tex? And there was a song playing in the back called, Forever. When you hear that song compared to this song, does the song sound familiar? Familiar of Forever and Mirror Mirror. And I had to make sure if this is like free music so I could play for you guys, because I got it right here, right next to me. It is actually a free song, so it's not copyrighted. So I got the volume up, and I want you guys listen very closely to the song of Forever, because when you listen, it actually sounds familiar to where Pyrrha sing in this episode.
stay with you, my only dream, to share your life, whatever it means.
So, if you guys want to listen to the full song, I'll have the link of it down below in the description box. So yeah, compared to that song of Forever, Season 10 of Red vs. Blue, compared to the one that Pure sings, does they sound so familiar to you? The tone on the music? It actually is. Because the person who sings the song is Cassie Williams. And I believe they actually got her to sing this song, The Mirror Mirror, for Pura. I think they got her to voice Pura for singing that song in this episode. I feel like that's what they did. And the tone of her voice, it literally sounds so familiar from Forever in Red vs. Blue Season 10. When I listened to that song in the show, I was like, that sounds so familiar, I just can't remember. So I had to freaking type it in, the Connie's Death song, and when I listened to it, it literally sounded the same thing, but in a different version. I mean, different song. But the tone of the music and the tone of the voice is literally sound similar, the same, forever. You know what I mean? And back to the review of this episode. Ruby and Yang, they surrendered. Blake stayed behind, and they were taken to a cell, kind of, but basically it's just a room, and they see the bunk beds they saw in the reality. So basically, they were not wrong. That Weiss always wanted the bunk bed, and she actually got it in her dream. And they brought Blake in, and the problem is, only 2 people could go and find Weiss, and one of them had to stay behind to distract Sleepy Klein, the door of it. So, Ruby and Yang did rock, paper, scissors. And of course, Yang had to stay, and Ruby has to go with Blake. So, Yang had to stay, and Ruby and Blake are gonna go find Weiss. And Ruby pointed out that there was an artifact, like a chess piece that is red, and there's another one inside this glass container cabinet or whatever. I forget what it's called when you bury something, you put a dead body inside. Coffin. There it is. Coffin. There was like a frozen coffin in Weiss's office. There's like the white one of the chess piece, the horse one, and it's also inside this glass apple, basically represents of Snow White with the apple in it. None of that. The chess piece of the horse is basically reference on where Team Ruby was formed when they grabbed those artifacts in their first mission to find, whoever you come across, it will be your teammate. So, yeah, that's basically what it is. And Ruby believed there's probably be more, which there pretty much is, because Weiss has one, Ruby has one. That means there has to be 2 more, which is the black one and the white and the yellow one. So, in the end of the episode, Ruby and Blake found a place that has so many chairs and so many vines of, well, the nightmare. And Weiss is like, I knew and I had a suspicion that you would be here and come here. And Weiss is ready to fight, and she said, this is a no place for a faunus. And that's where the episode actually ends. And the next episode of episode 6 is, do you have a plan? Question mark. So that's basically the next episode. So, yeah. I wonder how this is going to turn out. So, yeah. If I had to say my favorite part of this episode, it would have to be Pura singing, because, like I said before, the song the tone of the voice and the music the instrument and the tone on the music literally remind me of that song of Forever from Red vs. Blue Season 10 as a whole. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. This episode was pretty good as a whole. But the one thing I was kind of disappointing, that Blake did not react on how Weiss view herself. I mean, view Blake and view the wife Fang as a whole. Yeah, she believed there's some good people in the wife Fang, but I was kind of disappointed that she wasn't pissed on that. But again, she let that the anger off on Weiss, and now she knows that this is just the negative Weiss, how she views of the Faunus and the White Fang, period. So, yeah, that's basically it. That's one thing I had a major problem from that episode, and I don't know what else to say. Then again, it was still enjoying episode, especially the opening and the end credit was still good. As the end credit is always the good one, to be honest, because it's still beautiful. But anyway, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channels, my social media, my Discord server, all that will be down below. Squishball, you guys know the drill. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Nearly before. Wait, damn it! I keep going for my Shadow Critias intro. RWBY is love, RWBY is life. Keep moving forward, and I'll see you guys later.